All right, let's continue on recording. Let's try cell referencing. All right, let me put in here two numbers. We have 3 here and 4, and in here will be the total. All right, now let's use some of these functions. Let's use the sum functions, sum, and then I'll double click on sum, and then the program itself can help you out. So number 1 on my sum, I want to take this, separated by a comma, and then sum it with this. Now that's how it's written here. Or if I close this and enter, it will give me 7. Or I can just delete this back, use the sum again, but this time double click on sum. I'll just use my left button, click here and drag to the other side, release, and you can see that it's written using a range column, range of cells, and press enter. It gives me 7. Now I'll do formula here, but I'll try and add the same thing. I'll add the same thing. Alright? So formula equal, I want the cell A3 here, plus with B4, and I'll press enter. It gives me the same thing. So functions already built in, formulas is there. Now we need to talk about something called cell reference. Alright? Now here is a cell reference. Let me here put here 5 and 6. Right? And of course, if I find the total here, it should be 5 plus 6, and you will give me 11. Huh? Right. The way to copy the formula. Remember, I'm summing this 1 and 2. Right? The way to copy the formula is it's just dragging there on the bottom right corner using the you can see the cursor of the mouse change into this little cross. You click and hold and drag it down and release, and then of course you will do the sum of A4 to P4, as you can see there. A4 to P4. This one, A3 to P3. Now let me delete this off. Right? Now I want to talk about cell reference. As you can see, if I click up here, it highlights up the blue and the green because I'm adding the blue and the green. Now I'm using the cell reference is sometimes referred to as the um, um, cell cell address that I'm using. All right, the cell address is A3 plus P3. So A3 is here plus P3 that is over there. Now for us is the actual cell. For the computer, it's referencing to cell A3. From A3 is like 2 cells, 3 cells to the left. Right, from my formula it's using A3, which is the computer understand it that A3 is 3 cells to the left. 1, 2, 3. Right? That's A3. And then plus it with P3 is 2 cells to the left. 1, 2. Right? You have to understand that. A3 is 3 cells to the left. P3 is 2 cells to the left. Now, that's my formula. And once I press enter, it takes whatever is in 3 cells to the left plus the 2 cells to the left. Right? Now, if I copy that formula down, there and release. Now you can see that the A3 plus P3 that we're using here has changed to A4 plus P4 because the cell reference for my formula is 3 cells to the left plus 2 cells to the left. Right? From up here, 3 cells to the left plus the 2 cells to the left. Down here, and it's the same formula that you copy from up there down here. The computer change it into 3 cells to the left plus the 2 cells to the left, which is the 6 here, and the 5, 3 cells to the left, and 6, which is 2 cells to the left. Now, the kind of reference here is called relative reference, right? Once you copy the formula anywhere, the reference of the cell change. It's called relative change, relative reference, right? Now, let's say I copy the formula here. Let's copy it. Okay. Let's copy the formula from here all the way down there. Right? Now, the 0 is here because it's referencing to this cell plus this cell, which says nothing, and gives you a 0. Same here and here gives you a 0. Same here and here gives you a 0. Once you input any data into these cells, automatically it will already give you an answer. Right? 2 cells, 3 cells to the left plus 2 cells to the left. Right? Let me try and copy this and paste it over here. Right? It gives you a 0 because it still reference 3 cells to the right plus, well, sorry, 3 cells to the left plus 2 cells to the left. Right? If I input any data on my left and right, second and third cells, it will give you my answers. Right? So that's cell reference. The computer or the program understood that, I'm just going to take this away, understood that when you're entering a formula using the actual cell address, is using that as relative reference. Every time you move the formula, the reference of the cell moves as well. All right, so that's something for you to know. Now, relative reference. All right, I'll just write it here so you can. Right, relative reference. Now we're going to talk about something called absolute reference. Absolute reference. Absolute reference is when you copy the formula, it does not change. Right? It does not change. Right? Let me give you an example down here. Let's say multiple of 2. Right? Multiple of 2. Right? Now, we need a multiple of 2. Now we're going to put 1 here, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? And we need to show the multiple of 2 here. Right? So we need to, right, calculate a multiple of 2 and put it into this row here. Sorry, this column here. Now, let me give you the multiplication. We're going to use this 1 here and multiply it. As you can all know, that the multiplication here is the star sign multiplied by this cell, which is B7 times C6. Right? Press enter, it gives me 2. Right? Now, the idea is, as you can, let me just click here. As you can see, that every time we copy the formula down, this blue box will go down as well to 2, and it should be multiplied with the 2 to get whatever our multiple here, right? So let's try and copy it down all the way down here, release, right? Now, it changes because this cell here, the 2 here will need to be absolute or constant or stay the same, right? This one is C6 here. You can see the C6 up there referring to the 2, right? When you move down here, the C6 becomes C7, and C7, there's nothing on C7. That's create the error. But we need C6 to stay the same. We need C6 to stay the same. P7 will become P8, the 2 here, which is alright, but we need the C7 to stay back at C6. Now, what we do is we use the dollar sign. We use the dollar sign to put it in front of the C, and also another dollar sign in front of the 6, and then press, and that does not change the cell. It just this is absolute reference. It gives the command or indication to the program that when we copy the formula, it does not change. So we put it into an absolute reference to the C6 here. So it does not change, right? Let's try and copy it down and release, right? Now, from here, every time you copy it down, the 1 here will become 2, but the C6 will still stay the same. As you can see here, the C6 is still the same, right? Same thing when you see here, C6 still stay the same, right? That's how you do something that is called absolute reference, right? Absolute reference. You have to use the dollar sign into a cell that you reference on a formula that you change or you copy it around, but you do not want that cell that you're using in the formula to change, and you're going to have to put it as a absolute reference, right? Now, if you look up here, this is something that we didn't that we talked about. Everything, all these letters, all these text here are on the C1, right? C1 right here, right? But it goes all the way there, and sometimes someone will come press something here, and like I said from before, everything else at the back is lost. So let me delete that up. Now, merging is something that we use a lot in spreadsheet. So you highlight the whole range of cells and then just go up there to match and center, and all these cells here have become merged all together into one box. All right, so that's something that will show up later on.